and welcome to Yesterday's Airlines. It has been 5 months since I last recorded a video showing off the Xin Long airport diorama I have, and part of that reason is that I've been doing a load of work on the diorama since. So even though it was only a year ago that I added a new extension to the airport diorama, as you can see here, that old extension, the old new extension, has gone and been replaced by a completely brand new extension, which is a lot more versatile, a lot more interesting, and a little bit bigger as well. And this new extension contains a completely new cargo terminal, an extension to one of the passenger piers, and a whole new area for maintenance. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. Now, for anyone who is building their own model airport, 3D printing has really changed the game recently, and I've been buying from AVGEEK Models now for well over a year, and they've been producing an amazing range of really excellent ground surface equipment for your airport, as well as a variety of buildings, and a lot of those feature on the layout you'll be seeing here. And AVGEEK Models have given me this yesterday 10 code for you to get 10% off your order at AVGEEK Models. So make sure you take advantage of that, because they've got some really amazing stuff. And if you're an international customer, as you can see, make sure you log in to the ebay.co.uk portal to use that code, because it doesn't work on the .com portal. But AVGEEK Models have been really good, and I'll point out several of the equipment that I've got on the set here that I've acquired from them. Additionally, there are plenty of other people making 3D printed material for your airport, and this eBay user, SallyAnnSquires, her husband makes a fabulous range of airport related GSE and buildings, and I've got several of those also that are on my new layout, so I'll point those out too and chuck the link in the video to their eBay page. Please don't forget, lastly, before we get to the video, to chuck a like on the video if you enjoy the content, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more Xin Long related material in the coming weeks, and focusing also on a load of new GSE that I've picked up from AVGEEK Models as well, and I'll be doing more future work in the near term on the airport at the other end of the diorama. So there's going to be a lot of cool content coming. Okay, now let's get into it and have a tour around the new areas of the model. Now, the first thing that I've done, which is an upgrade, I think, is I've printed off some road elements and replaced some of the painted on road elements that I had previously. I think these just look a little better. It's super hard to do good looking roads with paint pens, and I've been able to put these on, and I don't think that they look incongruous. I think they work quite nicely with the painted areas. So I've been able to add some better quality road areas on the existing layout, and I've used that also on the new areas, as you'll see in a second. But you can see here that the join between the Terminal 2 board and the new board is very similar to the way it was before, but obviously there is now a new extension on that rear eye pier moving out to the newly positioned control tower, and obviously you can see the large new cargo terminal. If we get close in, then we'll move up from the edge of Terminal 2. Yeah, you can see the new road that's added on as we move past this China Eastern Max 8, past a couple of A350s sitting at the end of the Terminal 2 pier there. These are just simply stuck on with a glue stick. It's just printed card stuck on with a glue stick. The road, nice and easy, but it works really well and looks pretty good, I think. And as I say, I think it works quite nicely with the painted areas. I still like the texture that I get using paint and not just printing the entire thing. Moving to the new passenger area here, at the end of the eye pier, I've got this new plastic, used to be a Christmas chocolate holder. That's why it's in the shape of a stocking. And you can see that we've added 3 extra gates on the end of this pier and this new area here. All of these are narrow body gates to fit things like this Air Gwilyn A319 or an A320, as you can see behind. But I like that, gives a little bit of an extension and merges the Terminal 2 heavy board in with the new board. And you can see that we've got a variety of blast fences there to make that look realistic, and that touches and butts up against the control tower. Now, that control tower here is one of the AVGEEK model purchases that I made, and as are those red and white stripe blast fences. They are also AVGEEK models. Moving all the way to the other end of the new board, and I've got this new area for emergency services, both fire related, some police and ambulance, and also for snow vehicles here. And the fire station here is one of those new buildings that I've acquired from that SallyAnnSquires eBay site. I think it might be a replica of the Manchester Airport fire station. It looks really cool though, and I really like the detailing on that. But I also like, again, that I've been able to make a more realistic zone for the vehicles here, and we've got a road behind the buildings enabling access to these new areas. And as you can see, the building closest to us is being used for some emergency vehicles, and the building behind that are a pair of maintenance hangars. We'll see the front of those a little bit later, but again, those maintenance hangars come from AVGEEK Models. If we do a drive past, then the vehicles here, we've got some Panda Models fire engines, but the other vehicles you see are, again, are AVGEEK Models, and the little red and white concrete barriers, as well as the blast fences, those again are AVGEEK Models. And those snow vehicles, the plows, which are in their depot there, again, those are AVGEEK Models as well. I really like the flexibility the AVGEEK material gives you. It's not particularly expensive. It's got a nice level of detail for the price, and they look really cool. And again, I've been able here to merge together the AVGEEK Models, the SallyAnnSquires, some Panda Models GSE like these fire engines, and that little firehouse to the right-hand side with the brickwork. That's from a third party from China. And you can merge all these things together with just, quite ease. And I'm really liking the way this now looks. So I'm quite proud of this little area here. I've previously never spent a lot of time producing areas on my airports for non-aircraft related areas, but I think it adds a lot of extra detail and merges nicely with the broader layout, as you can see. Looking at the maintenance areas here, and I had these two hangars from AVGEEK Models before on the previous extension, but they've now been moved to side on, and I think this gives better options for photography. And also I've been able to expand the size of this area here so you can have aircraft both in the hangar and out on the apron behind it at the same time. And there's quite a wide range of different gate sizes here, which enables a good set of options for taking photographs. You can see I've got a variety of GSC related equipment. This is mainly come from China. I think it was Erlang manufacturer made that, and there's a little bit of old Dragon Wing stuff there as well. But really liking these hangars, nice and solid and very flexible, and I've had a little bit of customization with some airline logos. But I like in this area. I think this is going to be really good for the future, for more photography options than the way I had it laid out previously. So quite liking the look of that. Currently set up as an Air China and China Southern hangar area. Moving, of course, to the main feature, the main addition, I've got this completely brand new cargo terminal, which again is from SallyAnnSquires. And by turning it this way, you get, again, better photo options of the aircraft on their side. And now I've got a variety of gates, a larger area, in fact, doubled the number of gates for freighters, which again, I think is going to add some really good options for photography, especially for interactive models like the Atlas Air 777 you can see in the background. Really pleased with the way this is looking. Again, those little red and white concrete barriers, those are from AVGEEK Models. They're super useful. The grey barriers here also AVGEEK, and a lot of the GSC, like that little white van you can see, that's also AVGEEK too. That little bus isn't, that's a Dragon Wings bus. But moving to the rear of the cargo terminal, it gets very busy. You've got more roads, more areas for vehicles, and got this excellent spot for all the trucks to back into the cargo terminal. Those trucks, again, are AVGEEK Models, as are the cars. The buses are not. The buses are a mixture of the 3 white ones are from 3D Design Deck actually, and the other ones are a mixture of JC Wings and Panda and various other brands. But really like the look of this new cargo terminal, which, as I say, came from the eBay link, SallyAnnSquires. Fabulous detail on that, and looks really nice set in place. So most of the design work here is pretty simple. It's just paint pens to do the white line work here, and then I've printed and stuck on the roads. And then you just add in the detail with all the ground surface equipment, which looks really nice. The lighting poles, by the way, those are fantasy wings, as are a few other elements like the gate gantries ahead of the freighters. And then I've got a lot of GSE from random places like Dragon Wings and Aeroclassics and such. But increasingly, as I say, I'm picking up a lot of AVGEEK GSE, and I've got quite a lot of new freighter-related AVGEEK GSE on the way, which I think is going to look excellent and make this area really pop. Moving back towards the rear and the control tower, there's a single gate for a smaller freighter, a 737 in this case, but we've got 3 wide-body gates. And I really like the way this merges nicely into the passenger side of the operation. So I'm really liking the look of this area. I think this has turned out quite nicely. So planning is always a real challenge when you're making your own model airport space, and I do find that making your own custom airport gives you a much better variety of options, and you don't waste as much space, and you can really utilize the space you've got the best. So I'm really happy to have been able to fit so many different areas into this new board here. We've got the passenger terminal extension for the pier at the back. We've got this brand new cargo terminal, still managed to find some space for the control tower, but additionally to the other side we've been able to add on that new area for all the emergency vehicles, plus keep a good strong space for the maintenance. So this adds a really interesting dynamic to this side of the diorama. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this quick look around the updated Xin Long diorama. I'm going to be producing a lot more content using the model airport in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. Also, if you like the look of the AVGEEK Models GSE here, then don't forget to check out their eBay site, because they've got tons of really cool stuff, and use the code yesterday10 for 10% off your order there. But that's it for this video and this look at Xin Long International. Stay tuned for more content, but it's goodbye from me for now. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.